Let him know you're trying to roll me. He'll want in. He'll help you ply me with booze. Then you take my wallet, you lift the card. Following this?
We're not actually doing this, right? We're just talking.
Yeah, just talking.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I wanted to break down and analyze the character Kim from Better Call Saul, along with predicting her motives and actions in the near future. With that being said, a warning of spoilers, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so in the most recent episode, 307, Kim has started to feel guilty for her actions against Chuck during episode 305, Chicanery. This is a very debatable topic as the show is never black and white, and it's always been up to the viewer to decide which actions are really justified and which ones aren't. To back things up a little bit, Chuck begun this war by stopping Jimmy from getting hired at HHM multiple times, first when Jimmy got his lawyer's license, and then again when Chuck and Jimmy built that Sandpiper case together at the end of season 1. Chuck has always undermined Jimmy as he's scared of seeing what Slippin' Jimmy could do with a law license, let alone the fact that Chuck just hates seeing Jimmy succeed in general, especially when he takes shortcuts. Chuck does everything he can to stop Jimmy's climb to success, even if it involves dealing with electricity. Chuck has pushed himself more with his condition in order to stop Jimmy than anything else. First off, Chuck snuck out to use Jimmy's phone to call Howard back at the end of season 1, which must have caused him horrible pain considering the way he reacted to electricity even back then. Also during season 2, Chuck goes out of his way to try and steal Misa Verde back from Kim, even though it requires him to go to meetings without any accommodations, which means that all of electronics were kept on. No matter what way you look at it, Kim really shouldn't feel too guilty about how they technically won the court case against Chuck, especially considering the way that Chuck pushed Jimmy back in a corner. Kim is just such a good, honest person that she can't help but feel bad for Chuck, considering that he has a mental illness and probably isn't thinking correctly. Now with all that being said, I'd like to continue to discuss Kim in the newest episode, and in order to do that, I'd like to quickly discuss the nap Kim has in her car during 307, along with complimenting how well of a job they did editing this together. The way that they show Kim falling asleep and waking up really captures the jarring feeling of waking up still tired after a short nap. This obvious lack of sleep causes Kim to be pissy towards Paige from Misa Verde, as she snaps at her for telling Kim that she has her numbers wrong. This really mirrors Chuck's situation with Misa Verde and how he had his own numbers mixed up because of Jimmy, mind you, and I really enjoy how this just makes Kim relate to how Chuck felt in that moment, just making her sympathize with Chuck even more. Kim showed a lack of humor while Paige was joking about how badly Chuck embarrassed himself in court, which begins the implication that Kim isn't happy with what they did to Chuck. And then after Kim apologizes for snapping at Paige, she declares that as far as she's concerned, all that she helped to do is tear down a mentally sick man. Moving on, next I'd like to discuss the scene where Kim and Jimmy go out for the night and are hypothetically discussing who they'd try to con and if they could. Now, as they start picking out a few possible hypothetical victims, Jimmy comes across a real asshole that reminds him of Chuck. Due to Jimmy really boiling up to the hatred of wanting to bring down this douchebag, he completely goes overboard in explaining this diabolical plan to sell this guy a fake credit card or something, scamming him out of thousands of dollars. This shocks Kim as she's really starting to notice the ugly side to Jimmy. He was always just a very confident man, able to work the system, and he did it with a good heart and good intentions. Yes, Jimmy used to be Slippin' Jimmy, but he really did try to change and correct his morals in order to impress both Chuck and Kim simultaneously. She is most likely continuing to rethink the relationship as she's really turned off by Jimmy's dark side. The bar scene when he was talking about selling the credit card to the asshole giving his waiter a hard time is a perfect example. Kim tried knocking Jimmy out of it by telling him that they're just talking, as Kim can tell that Jimmy got way too into it and he would have actually went through with it if Kim would have told him that she was down for it. Kim was in love with the seasons 1 and 2 Jimmy, but now he is clearly slowly changing into the persona that is Saul Goodman, and I'm scared that it'll cause Kim to leave him behind in the process. During my videos for episode 303 Sunk Costs, I explained the sunk cost fallacy and how it relates to Kim. Kim has been making decisions that she believes are in her best interest, but in reality, her decisions are being tainted and obstructed by her feelings for Jimmy. Because Kim has committed so much time and effort into Jimmy, she can't help but defend him and help him out every chance that she can. This is also just because Kim is literally that loyal and good of a person that she'll do everything within her power to help protect the people that she cares about, simply because she's that good of a human being. Now, I'm unaware if Kim has any family members or any loved ones, as she hasn't mentioned anything of the sort, at least I don't think so, but if Jimmy is the only person that she knows that she can care about, it would explain why she clings onto Jimmy the way that she does. Now, feel free to let me know how you guys feel down in the comment section below, along with giving your own opinions and predictions as to how you think Kim will handle the horrific change of Jimmy evolving into Saul Goodman. And speaking of which, I'm actually planning on focusing one of my future videos on the entire concept of Jimmy turning into Saul, so let me know any theories or analysis of your own, as I'm always interested in hearing what people have to say about the character progression in the show. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really does help out my video so more people can join in on the discussion as well, or even subscribe for future Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad content in the near future. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys, so I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
What you did to Charles, you and James set him up perfectly. You destroyed him. I couldn't believe some of it. I'm not crazy. It's 1216, one after Magna Carta. The Magna Carta? You think this chicanery is bad? Who talks like that?
As far as I'm concerned, all we did was tear down a sick man.